So let's do it, people. We have filtering here, and I'll say text. Then I'm going to go above the return, make sure that you don't go below it. And we're going to go with company here. Company again. For some reason, I don't know how to type company. And, or you know what, sorry. I should have went with category, probably. My bad. So let me leave this comment. That is going to be the next one. And we're going to go with category over here. And for the category, similar to how we have for the text, if the category is not equal to all, then of course I would want to filter based on that category, correct? But then if the category is all, I wouldn't want to run that condition because I would want to see all the categories. Same like we have with text. So the moment we'll click on all, we'll display all the categories. Now there might be some different filters here, but as far as categories, we'll display all of them. So let's go here with category, my state value, and I'll just say if it is not equal to all, only then I would want to filter. And by the way, this needs to be a string value over here. However, if it is not equal to all, then of course I would want to do the filtering based on certain category. And we just go here again, temp product is equal to a temp product. So if we already filtered based on text, now, of course, again, we're just adding to this array because we need to keep in mind that once I'm done with this condition, if this condition is met, I possibly already have less products, correct? Because I already filtered. So now, of course, when I'm grabbing the temp product, this is going to be filtered already if, of course, there was a text value. And then one by one, we'll just add more of those conditions. That's why, again, for this scenario, of course, you would want more products in your array because otherwise, again, if you start filtering based on, I don't know, 6 conditions, of course, you need to keep in mind that if you only have, I don't know, 17 or 20 products, you might run out of those products quite quickly, the ones that match your condition. So we go here with temp product again, we set up the filter. There's going to be quite a few repetition here because the functionality essentially is the same. We're just changing those conditions over here. And in this case, I will set up the implicit return. I'll say that I only want the product whose category value matches to whatever I have in the state. So in here, I'll say product and then category. That is the property that I can find in the object. And if it is equal to the category, beautiful, return those products. If not, then of course, I'm going to remove them from that array. And again, I'm going to navigate to the bigger screen and we should see that once we click on Office, now, of course, I'm getting those products that have the value of category equal to the Office. And of course, I can combine these filters where if I change something here as well, for example, if I say L, then of course, I can see the products that start with L. Hopefully it's clear. And now, of course, we can add more filters. Now, we don't have an option of clearing the filters yet. That's why, or you know what, actually we do. My bad. Let me actually showcase that. Remember that only thing we're doing with clear filters, we're just setting it back to the default, correct? So we don't need to do anything here in the filtered products because we'll change those state values anyway, the moment we click. So actually, it is going to work. My bad. Once I click, notice. Now I'm setting back to the default. So category goes back to default, search goes back to default, and I'm getting all the products, which is actually pretty nifty if you think about it. And okay, we have category that is done. Now I want to do the same thing for the company. Again, we can't pretty much copy and paste in this case because functionality is going to be extremely similar. We copy and paste. Now, please, please, please make sure that you change the values though. So in this case, I'm not looking for the category. By the way, I can right away select in multiple places. And I just need to say company like so. So if company is not equal to all, then I would want to filter product based on the company value. So if the company value matches to whatever I have in a state, yes, please return those products. If not, then of course that product is removed from my array and essentially I don't display it. So that's why we can go back here and I can say that I would want to see all the products that are made by IKEA. If I want to be more specific, I can say, you know what, get me the IKEA company, and I would want category of bedroom. And now, of course, I have one. So, of course, if I'll add search and if I'll say, you know what, get me the items that start with B, of course, I'm going to have no products. Why? Well, because I can see that there's only one product and the name starts with E. Okay. All right. Again, clear the filters. Pretty nifty. Now I would want to work on the colors. Now, there's going to be a gotcha with colors because keep in mind that colors is an array. So each item has the colors, but the colors is an array. So we'll have to run one more callback function inside of the filter. So in here, let's go with comment colors. And then I'll say if colors is not equal to all, again, because there's an option for all. So then now, of course, I would want to display all the colors. So if color, by the way, that kind of doesn't make sense. I guess in my state, I have color, but we know that in the product, the name is colors. So I'm not going to change it right now. Just keep in mind. Otherwise, it's easy to make a small typo. And I'm going to say if the color is not equal to all, that is, of course, coming from my state. Then, of course, again, I would want to go with temp products is equal to whatever I currently have in array. And I would want to filter. Now, this is going to be the case where I'm looking for the product. And remember, products is an array itself. So you kind of just say product colors is equal to something because product colors is an array. So we need to run one more method, and that is going to be fine. Where we go with a return, then product, then colors, and then I'll run the find method on this array. I'll say check in the array if the color matches to the one that is coming from the state. So that means that, of course, that product has that color. So, of course, I will return it. Now, in order to make it shorter, I'm just going to reference it as C, and I'll say if C is equal to my color. And that way, again, we can navigate to the bigger screen. And there it is. Now, of course, I can see different colors as well. If I want to go back to all, I just go back to all. And then since we always start from the scratch with all the products, then once I set to all, this condition is not met. And then I'm returning all the products. I know I've said this already 20,000 times, but I think it's extremely important that you understand that because that pretty much is the whole logic behind this whole filtering. Everything else here is just details, how we filter it. That's it. And I would also want to filter based on price and the shipping. So let's go here with price and then the shipping. Now, as far as the shipping, pretty straightforward. I just want to check whether the shipping value is true, the one that's coming from the state. If it is true, then I would want to run it against all my products. And of course, the ones that have shipping true, well, those ones will be returned. So in here, we just say if shipping is true, then again, we do the whole spiel. We say temp products is equal to temp products. Temp products, that's my array, then filter, not filters. For some reason, I keep typing filters. I don't know why. And here I'll say product. And if product shipping is true, then of course I would want to get those products back. So if the shipping is true, then I'm returning the products that have the shipping property equal to true. If not, again, this condition won't be met. So we're just returning all the products. And the same is going to be with the price over here. We'll say temp products is equal to temp products filter, again, filters. And then we're going to be looking for product. I'm guessing it's because I have the state value filters. But again, that just be my bad typing. I don't know. And I'm going to go for a product and I'll say if the product price property is less or equals to the price that is coming from my state. So as I'm going to be changing this value, I'm going to be checking for the price property in all the products. And then if the price is less, then I would want to return those products. If not, then they will be excluded from the array. Product price property less or equals to my current price. So I save over here and I should be in good shape. We're notice now, of course, we're controlling the values. Now there's a big gap, of course, because I think my biggest one was like 3,000, and then the next one is 2,000, and then the rest of them are below 1,000. That's why you'll see this kind of long way of getting the products. Where notice only once I get below 1,000, then I'm kind of rapidly removing the products. But then between 3,000 and then 1,000, the difference is not that big because we only have like 3, 4 products or whatever, something like that in my array. And hopefully it makes sense. Once I click on clearing the filters, now, of course, I display all the products. Just keep in mind that we also have the sorting option where if I add the office and then company is going to be a key, I can still sort based on A to Z or Z to A or price lowest or price highest. So that still works. And once we're done setting up our products page, now, of course, I would want to work on my cart.